What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I just wanted to go through my last release of 2020, how I made it. It's called Outlaw and it's part of the Outlaw Ocean music project, which is based around the book, Ian Urbina's book, which is called The Outlaw Ocean, obviously. The book is about what's happening on international waters and all the sketchy situations that you can get into over there. There's a bunch of other producers also who submitted. You can check Ian Urbina's Spotify profile because all the releases are listed on his profile. There's a bunch of other producers who sent in tracks, and they are all based around the same sample library, which contains interviews such as like this is what I've used, for example. It's like an interview sample. There's some other like direct ocean recordings, there's gunshots and like everything in that library. So it was kind of a big library to choose from. And honestly, I also wanted to incorporate more samples into the track, but in the end I only ended up using this because I just felt that it was better to leave the instrumental cleaner. All right, so I guess let's start going through the sounds. It's not a particularly complicated project. So I have obviously a kick drum, sounds like this. Then of course we have this bass, which is consisting of 3 layers. One is this sub, which is basically the basic sub layer from Serum. It's like here. And now there's 2 other layers. One of them sounds like this. These are only there because I just wanted to give a little bit more frequency content to the bass. The kick and the basses are sounding like these together. On their own, I would say they are not sounding super great, but once the pianos come in, this is because obviously, like in the context of a whole track, you kind of have to tailor everything around how the end result will sound, and this is how it sounded the best. You know, even though it sounds a little bit weird, one by one, together it all sounds good. Now, obviously, the pianos, like this is the most basic. I'm gonna even disable this one. All of the processing. So this is how it sounds on its own. It's just this M1 house piano preset. This is basically the preset as it is. I didn't even touch it in M1. Now it's there's a sample delay on it, so it's because this is a mono signal, right? I just wanted to make this one stereo, and like there's multiple ways of going around this, but if I stack pianos like what I did here, then it made the most sense to me is to not use something like, you know, there's this plugin which I could have also used, this ozone imager, and then use this stereoizing function, but so as I've said, if I'm stacking pianos, then to me this makes more sense to like use one as a completely left and right. I'm gonna exaggerate it. So hopefully it makes sense what this is doing. I reduced a little bit of that width that I generated like this. These plugins that are coming in here, maybe with the exception of the Serum effects, which I'll go through in a second, these are all just very minor touches on the sound. Like nothing is doing anything crazy like these small little EQs. But there's this delay which I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. So obviously this is a normal delay, 1/8 is the rhythm of it. The left signal and the right signal both are a little bit off the grid. And this is to prevent phasing or any sort of weird issues that might have been problematic with like, so if I'm doing these weird stereo processing things, then it's much better to put things a little bit out of the grid and out of like phase on purpose, because this way there won't be any clashing and won't be anything problematic that would be audible. Another way of doing this same thing is to use a ping-pong delay. Which I did on the other piano here, because this is basically based around the center. So this is not as stereo as the other piano. This wouldn't have even been a real problem. So this is how the first piano sounds like. This is the M1. So here again, I'm just gonna disable all these settings, and I'm gonna show this is the August 1st Grand is the preset name. It's from Contact. And of course, these pianos are playing the exact same MIDI, like there's no weird variation. As far as the effects go, again, this delay is probably the most important on the sound. The rest is like that's super much, and this is for just for the sidechain. So there's not much I could talk about on regarding these plugins, what they are doing. These are just enhancements, like what I heard needed adjusting. I just adjusted it. There's no other particular reason other than the delay, which was like a more straight upfront rational decision why I did it and how I did it. Now together. There's some little effects that are going on. It's like these are basically just stretched exports of the same piano sound. So I'm gonna show it in context. So just like this, just to like fill out these spaces, and the same is happening with the bass. I'm just stretching the signal like this, and I'm cutting wherever I want to use it. In this middle part,
the ocean is outlaw not because it is inherently good or bad.
I just felt that the pianos were going on for too long at this point in time. But again, I kept the MIDI the same. I just introduced a different synth, which so without processing, it sounds like this. It's much brighter. But of course it's filtered, and again I have a little bit of this same left-right sample delaying. This other one isn't even really audible, right? So yeah, this is just super subtle stuff, really, just to fill out the space, but taking out the piano meant. There's these other things that are... Yeah, so this is the exact same sound. It's coming in the second half of the drop. It's again just complementing the piano melody. It's just the top notes of the same chord progression without the bass notes. And there's this other plug that's coming in. It's this preset called Onion. So this is how it sounds with like everything in it so far together. There's only the drums that are left, basically. I have this clap. This is again just a loop. That being truly special. It's this classic type sound of clap. I have this tambourine going on just to accentuate the kick a little bit. Now again, outside of the context, this loop is just sounding extremely weird with everything. Like, so the lows are filtered out very heavily. Even though alone it's again sounding weird, in context it's this is where it sounded the best to me. So this is why I made it like this, even though again it's sounding weird alone. Yeah, again, this is kind of sounding a little bit weird alone, but once I play everything together, or like even just this loop with the pianos. It's just, you know, somehow sounding full and somehow sounding still like transparent enough that you can hear everything going on and nothing is too like mishmashy. This is the hi-hat. So again, just a regular hi-hat sound. There's this ride that's coming in again in the second half of the drops. Basically all that's left is to talk a little bit about the effects, but these are pretty repetitive. There are these sweeps, there's some sweeps up, like how it would normally be in a any other uplifting part. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can really say anything about these. Let me just solo them, and if I hear something that's crazy, I'm gonna explain it. So this is the first drop here, I assume. Yeah, so this is pretty standard stuff. Maybe about the snare roll. There's this pancake on it, which is just so that it goes a little bit left, right. I mean, you can, if you're using headphones or you have like good acoustic conditions, you can hear it that it goes a little bit left, right. Not too much, but just enough so that it doesn't sound static. I guess this is it. Hope you like it, and in case you haven't heard it so far, you can check it out over on SoundCloud, on my Spotify, or it's up on YouTube, on the selected YouTube channel as well. And yeah, see you in the next video, and I'm wishing you happy holidays and happy new year. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. Not sure when I'm going to be able to edit this and upload it. I will try to do it tonight though. Yeah, thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.